At the moment, October is probably 75% television commercials. We do lots of global ads, feature film, visual effects work. And also in there would be things like scientific imaging for the medical industry here. Our 3D department's really broken into two disciplines. One is the character animator side, and the other one is the photorealistic sort of global illumination type of solves. And Maya works in both of those areas for us. Where Maya really seems to excel for us is in our animation work, particularly character animation. Because my guys are mostly into keyframe animation, they talk about the tool sets that's there for them to achieve that kind of animation very efficiently, test it, check it, and also go back to it.
The main thing I find about Maya is that anything you want to do is achievable, as opposed to thinking about, oh damn, we need this piece of software to do it. It allows us to be able to get the correct tools whenever we need them. It's the ultimate toolbox.
Welcome to the old El Paso Showdown!
El Paso is an interesting project. We had to develop new characters, and they wanted these characters to be used for branding the image across the world.
El Paso was great to work on. It was probably the highlight of having worked here so far. Just having full control over the modelling, design and animation of a project is great. Being able to get into some of the things which I hadn't got into before, various levels of character control set up and rendering various things like the eyebrows and so on. For example, we had to create wrap deformers for all the faces so that we could set in paint effects on the eyebrows and get them to deform with the faces. We were able to create all the facial hair and things like that which we could deform to the face and keep various expressions without having to set up blend shapes or different controls for the individual pieces of moustache.
We had a reasonably complex environment to build the wrestling arena. Obviously the characters, they're toony-ish, but they're reasonably complex. There's fur involved, there's a bit of paint effects involved, there's cloth involved there as well. So there was a fair bit of fun setup to do for them. We really got to throw them around, which is always good, you know. It was a wrestling match.
Fresh and Fruity was entirely keyframe. We basically had a Bourgeois track which we brought into Maya, which then we were able to get the lighting and everything matched off perfectly to the background. We had a grey ball and chrome ball shot on set, which we then matched for the lighting. It was a pretty short cut, so there wasn't a lot of technical aspects to that scene. It was just straight ahead animation. Maya
allows us to set up a project so that we all know where we're looking, and very easy to customise characters or whatever you might be working on to make things pretty obvious for whoever is coming into the scene next, you know, so that they know what they're doing with the scene.
Interactivity is the main thing which I've found, the quickness of being able to get the results you want very quickly, you know, the best thing I've come across really. It's just, especially compared to some of the other software that I've used before.
We've been approached recently to do some scientific type of applications with the 3D programs that we have. We were a bit concerned, you know, are our tools that scientifically calibrated that you're actually able to create something that realistic? In the end, it turned out that we had all the capabilities there in Maya.
Everybody afterwards was coming up to me asking me various functions of the eye and why they were getting short-sightedness and everything. But the results were sort of spoke for themselves. It was nice being able to achieve what I wanted with Maya and have the result look good without too much struggle.
We've never run into a situation where Maya couldn't do it. It's really important to have the tool you know can get you over that hump. And I think that's why the decision to go with Maya is one that the management supports as well as the artists, because we know it's the high-end choice.